Before we jump into today's episode, I want to take a moment to thank our podcast sponsor, CPR Hair. As many of you know, we are incredibly intentional about who we align ourselves with at the Conscious Salon. We don't just look at products, we look at values, leadership, and the impact that a company has in our industry. What stands out the most for us is their salon first philosophy. Their focus isn't on just creating great products, it's empowering salon owners, supporting long-term growth, and helping our industry thrive. They offer education programs, events and professional development, and everything they do is designed to support the success of everyone in your salon. CPR is family owned and family run for Australian hair by Australian people. Thank you to CPR Hair for making this episode of the Conscious Salon podcast possible.
All right, salon owners, listen up because you guys have been begging us to do an in-person event. If you've been stuck in the day-to-day of your salon, constantly putting out fires, carrying the team, and wondering when you'll finally get time to work on the business, then our event, Off the Floor, is for you. This September, we are bringing a small room of 36 salon owners together on the Gold Coast at the incredible QT Hotel for 2 days of real conversations, practical strategies, and the kind of easy-to-implement tools that will actually change the way that you lead your business. Our team at the Conscious Salon will be teaching leadership, nervous system regulation, and, of course, our signature meetings, alongside our friend and accountant, Kate Slater, who is a numbers coach and a certified tax accountant for salon owners, and marketing expert Renee Andrews from Salon Society, teaching all things around marketing and AI. These are the topics that all of you salon owners tell us that you're struggling with the most. So we gathered a room full of our favorite experts to teach you everything you need to know. This is not a stiff conference room where you take notes and never look at them again. This is a powerful, intimate experience designed to give you clarity, confidence, and a plan that you can actually implement. With only 36 spots available, this room will fill very quickly. Head to the link in our show notes to secure your ticket to Off the Floor.
Welcome back to the Conscious Salon podcast.
So sorry, I forgot.
No, to be fair, we actually swapped roles there. How's it going, Nick?
Welcome back to the Conscious Salon podcast, guys. Tess, what are we talking about today? We're diving deep.
Well, we're giving you a bit of an update because things, gee whiz, have we had a vortex around us?
Just like, when was the last time that we updated our community? Who knows? But life has been lifing. When we walked into the studio today, G was like, how's the salon going? And I was like, it's on fire at the moment. Next question. Exactly. So we're going to deep dive into why that's a sensitive little subject at the moment.
We've definitely had a boogie. Actually, one of our private clients the other day said, my auntie does some sort of healing. She's effectively like, I think a good witch. She's Glenda, effectively. And she said, do you want me to see if she can see if there's like an evil eye on you? And I was like, worth a look for sure. I was like, absolutely. If she could take that off, I would love it. But she did say, like, she just needs a photo of you. I'll send her one, blah, blah, and we've heard nothing. So I'm assuming that she's found something.
She's found something.
She's found, like,
we've had
Satan on my shoulder and has been removing it. So we've had a really big time. We're in the process.
I don't know where to start.
I'm like, yeah, where do we start? I'm going to start way back, what was it, 11 weeks ago? We had one of our team injure her finger.
She sliced her finger open.
Yeah.
And couldn't work for 2 weeks? I think it was 2 weeks. Yeah.
It might have been 3, I can't remember.
No, it was 2, and then she came back for 2 days or something, and then she went on annual leave.
Then she had annual leave for a couple of weeks, went over to Bali, jumped on the ATVs, which honestly, vibes. Like, you've got to do it if you're going. I'm such a supporter of an ATV. She did, and she like has now torn the ligaments in the finger.
Other hand, I'm pretty sure it was.
From crashing. She didn't like just I'm pretty sure she crashed. She crashed the ATV and then has really damaged her hand, where she's now been off for 6 weeks.
6 extra weeks, yeah. So she was off for the 2 weeks with the sliced finger, couldn't cut hair at all. And then, so she was on sick leave for that. Then she was, and she's also the team member who never takes a sick day. So she's got the 3 months of sick leave banked up, ready to go. And so she had the cut finger, then did the 2 weeks off of that, 2 weeks of annual leave to go to Bali, hurt herself in Bali, came back, couldn't work on clients at all. So now I think this is week 10 in total of her not being able to work on clients. So she's done a little bit of light duties and reception and things like that.
But she couldn't make a fist. So, I mean, we're hairdressers. Like, we need our hands. It's not like you can just be like, oh, no worries, I'll do I don't know, like whatever you do in an office, like typing. Like I'll just use my arm instead of writing. You know when you break your arm at school and you're like, can't do any work, I've broken my arm. And they're like, oh no, we've solved that. Here's an iPad or here's a computer. She can't do that. So
yeah,
that's been really challenging. And then we had...
So she's one of our full-time seniors as well. I think it's really important to preface by saying that we have 2 full-time seniors. Then we have 2 full-time emerging team members, but they go to TAFE 1 day a week. So we've got the 2 full-time seniors that work 4 days a week. Then Tay is in the salon part-time. So she works only
3 days.
Is it only 2 days a week? Like 2 full days client-facing. And then she does a half-day client-facing on a Tuesday. And so she did 1.5 days out of 4 off the floor. So she's definitely not a full-time senior.
No.
So to take 1 full-time senior away for 10 weeks, take them off the floor, reschedule all of their clients. And it's been really interesting because this has also been a really good time for our emerging team to step up and take control and have more opportunity. So our emerging team have absolutely stepped into a different level of power, and that's actually been that's been amazing.
So we've had that happening. Then we've had a few people on leave, like annual leave. I think we calculated the other day in the last 10 weeks we've done 532
hours of paid
Not that we're
leave.
counting. We're counting every minute, let me tell you.
532 in the space
paid
of
hours as well. Not like these people are just not on the floor.
Yes.
These people,
532 hours of leave in the past 10 to 12 weeks. And do you know what's been really interesting? We haven't even gotten to the bad part of this yet. That was a lot to handle, and that's been really interesting. And when we brought this into our clients, like our private clients and our clients in our group containers, and said to them, we want to show you behind the curtain because, and I really stand by this, I reckon so much of the time when I've sat in mentoring spaces, I've never really seen anyone take us behind the curtain and say, this is the really shit thing that's going on in my business right now. It's always been... you hear about it on the other side when they've got the lesson, it's all wrapped in the neat little bow. I've never really seen anyone say, everything's on fire right now and we may as well take you through Mind the Smoke. I've never really, honestly, I've never really seen that.
100%.
And we made a pact that we're going to take this in real time and show our community how we're dealing with this in real time, because I think there's so much power in learning how different people will regulate and problem solve in shit shows like this. So we obviously had that happening.
Then we had, we've had quite a few on annual leave as well. No sick, no one's been sick, which has been great.
No, there's been a few sore shoulders and.
No, but no one off. And then this past week, so I've been jumping in and helping where I can, and it's just been the odd, people that I'm either I've cut their hair before, no colour. I was making that very clear. I think I've done 1 retouch, so it's absolutely no foils under any circumstance. I can't do that stuff anymore.
For anyone new in our world, I just want to give a little bit of context. So we have been salon owners for 13 years. Tess has been hairdressing for 20 years. I've been in the industry for about 15. And I am a beauty therapist. Tess is a hairdresser. Tess has not worked on clients at all for 18 months. And when 18 months ago when you were working on clients, you were doing it 2 days a week, client facing, and half of one of those days was always meetings anyway.
Yeah. And I mean, I knew all my clients inside out, back to front, upside down. The clients that I was working on were the girls' clients. So that was all new for me. So, I mean, I met some beautiful people. I had a wonderful time.
But I do think that's interesting though when you've been removed off the floor for such a long time. I haven't worked on clients for 6 years.
Well, I got nervous. I got anxious. I was a bit oh my gosh, I'm going back in. How do we do this again? It's where are I had to ask them, how do I do a toner? Where are the capes? How does this salon run? And thank God our crew were directing me and supporting me through my first day back on planet Earth in there. But what happened after this, we had a couple of times and I was yeah, perfect. That feels really comfortable. Everything's great. Last week, the shit hit the fan again because we had found out that our team member who hurt her finger needed extended time off, more. She has not been cleared and needs we're going to reassess, I think, the week after next to see how it's going, which was fine. The clients that we'd moved, we'd let them know we're waiting until she's cleared to be able to come back at full capacity, not, let's just hope that it doesn't whatever, effective. I feel she's a very small step away from it being permanently damaged and we can't ever use it again. So we knew that and the clients were really amazing with that. But then our other full-time senior she's a runner and she's had this ongoing sort of niggle that has been getting worse and worse. She's been training for a marathon. And even with, I know, like we put up some content the other day and she was like, oh my God, look at how I'm leaning. And like it was starting to play out. She's sort of championed through it, but I feel like she hit the point where it was like, I probably should get this looked at. And she'd already organised some annual leave. So she was on leave and she was scheduled, I think, to come back.
She was on leave for a couple of days. Then she was coming back for a couple of days. Then she was about to go on a big trip.
Yeah. And she found out on that, I think it was last Tuesday, wasn't it? Last Tuesday.
We got a text saying, are either of you free? Can I call you for a second? Because I know that Tay's on the floor. He said, yes.
Yeah. You know that's not going to be like just checking in with how you guys are. Yeah. And she has a partial fracture in her femur, which we've now learned is the
big bone on the top of the leg.
Yeah. Like that's the one you don't want to fuck around with. And at the moment it's a partial fracture, but if she continues to, so her orders were no weight bearing and crutches, but she was still saying like, I know how challenging it is. So like, I'm pretty sure I can work.
And in my panic state, because in my head I'm thinking, we've absorbed all these clients with, team member number 1 off with the dodgy finger, and then all these clients have been moved already a couple of times. We just need to get through the next couple of days. So this team member is saying, I think I'll be fine to work. I'll be on crutches. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. If you're fine with it, I'm fine with it. And Tess is like, I was like, no, absolutely
we can't
not.
Hobble around the salon. Like,
thank you for your consciousness in that moment, because I was like, I'm not hearing any problem here. Like, let's go.
Yeah, I was like, I totally understand, but like, I can't have her wheeling around the salon, like on the little the cutting chair, the stools, like just waltzing around. Like, no.
I was like going to hire her a mobility scooter. I was like, it's fine, we'll make it work.
Yeah, no. And like, thankfully we got to that point of being like, we need to call this what it is. And like, as I do, like, you need to tell me, like, I'm hearing that this is not going to work. Like, you tell me that that's what you're hearing as well. Because also with this, if it got worse, like that would just be so horrible. And for her, like that feeling of I need to go in and keep going like this timing wise, I just need to get through like the next 3 days or whatever it is. I really felt for her in that moment, being like, oh, that I can hear her trying to make it less impacting. But it's unavoidable. But of course, like that created huge panic for me because I was like, oh my God, that means I'm the one who's going to step in.
So now at this point, we're down to no full-time seniors.
No full-time seniors. Tay has absorbed all that she can. We've got, our third-year apprentice nearly qualified, doing incredible work, but she's at capacity as well. Our second year, not even second year, she's yet to turn second year
yet. Yeah.
She's performing at high capacity. I mean, we all, so yeah. Big girl panties on, and I went into the salon again, which again was like just even working bigger stints as a 36. I know you're all surprised by that. 36, nearly 37-year-old woman. Oh my God, the impact that had. I was like looking at the time at one point, being like, oh my God, it's only 3 p.m. I'm exhausted. But so it's
a different level. It's a different muscle to flex though, because you're so not used to it, and socially. Going on the floor and being so on and performative, like it is a big part of our job.
So we had that happen, and then so it was on Tuesday. We kind of rearranged everything. I've done what we needed to do.
Oh God, you're not even at the worst part. I forgot about this.
Thursday, it was a dreary, rainy day in Melbourne, true Melbourne weather style, and we had
shitting down. I think they say,
yeah, raining cats and dogs as well. I'm so sorry, I've got a hiccup. How bad?
So
raining cats and dogs, and we've had this issue has been ongoing with the apartment. They've got the balcony upstairs. There's something wrong with so this is the apartment separate to our building, but they don't, if it's raining a bit, it can handle it. The second that there's more than like,
a little bit of rain,
like, yeah, a couple hours worth of rain, it doesn't drain properly. Well, actually it does. It drains through our building. So we started noticing one of the roof tiles was starting to get particularly swelling. It looks like there's a balloon in there when that happens. And of course, it was on the Thursday night. We were rammed. We had like people everywhere. And yeah, like effectively that I just heard Taya pointed out to me, and I was like, oh yeah, like that's going to go. And as it was just about to, she was like, oh my God, like going to effectively catch the water. And I was like, just leave it. Like it's about to go. So the roof caved in, and spectacularly, I'd say as well. Like that was
And flooded the salon.
flooded salon.
Flooded the salon. Oh God.
It was a water feature we had. We had a running waterfall through the. It's like welcome
fully
to the
booked
ahead
salon,
waterfall.
fully booked salon, team everywhere, clients everywhere, late night. Already those pressures. Salon ceiling collapses. Salon floods.
Yeah,
shit everywhere.
Yeah. So then you get on the phone to the landlord and. Because we couldn't get onto him. We couldn't get anyone, which it wasn't even late. It was like 4:30 in the afternoon. And the real estate wasn't picking up. And so, Nikki, we've got our landlord's personal number. So we gave him a tinkle. and he said, oh, Nick.
He said, Nick, I sold that building 4 months ago. And I said, no one informed me, right? On to the next one. Like it was just, at this point, it was absolutely diabolical. But we ended up getting some emergency plumbers out and then they just didn't know what to do with it. So I said, have you got a wet vacuum? If you've got a wet vacuum, vacuum the thing out and we'll just deal with it at some point. So that's the update of where we're at right now. And
so you had to leave, wasn't it Ninja class?
Ninja class, out of Ninja class. But it was such a spectacular shit show of so many, such a multitude of things, so many multiples banking up. And we often talk about the compound effect of different things. So when the reserves are low and we have a few things that go wrong, they start a stacking effect and it compounds and all of a sudden things become disastrous. And when the reserves are already low, it becomes so much harder and so much bigger and it feels so much more than what it may have if the reserves were good. And we talk about this so much of the time. And I think it's really interesting because throughout all of this, you, me and Tay and the whole team actually have been communicating so much. And we've really been looking at, this is something I brought up in our team meeting this morning, was, people bang on so much about salon culture and salon culture is so fucking easy to show and lean into and nurture when things are good. Yeah. When things are good, it is so easy to work on your salon culture. For me, salon culture and a strong, healthy salon culture is when you're in the trenches, what does that actually look like? What happens to your team when the reserves are fucked and you have team off and you have huge issues in your salon? What does your team do? Yeah. How does your team behave? How does your team treat each other? How do they support each other? That is culture. That is salon culture. And if you guys can be there for each other when you're in the thick of it, to me, that means everything. And we said to the team this morning, it's been so many years since we've had a big challenge like this. And that's a privilege in itself. But the way that we have shown up for each other and supported each other as an entirety says so much about our culture. And that's what I'm proud of. I'm not proud of the stuff where people go, you do the team days and the beautiful meetings and the connection and blah, blah, blah. That's so easy to do when things are good. The culture that I'm fucking proud of and the legacy that we've created with the culture that we have in our salon is the stuff where you're in the shit and everyone goes, let's roll up our sleeves and work together and support each other, and knowing that I'll lift you up when you're down and you will do the same for me when I'm down.
And I think that has been a really defining moment for us because there hasn't been that moment of hysteria or resentment or frustration or panic happening. It's not ideal, but the girls just keep saying, it's all right, we've got it, we're going to handle it, we've got it, we're going to do, is there any possibility that we can get some support here? And, at the end of the day, Nick and I have rolled up our sleeves and gotten in there as we should. As owners, this is our responsibility because at the end of the day, and this is the thing I see happen so often, when the chips are down and when things are getting hard, you have two choices. You can take it and run with it and do what you can to make it better, or you can sit there and wallow and feel sorry for yourself and do the pity party.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, there have been moments where it's felt really heavy and there's so many things that are happening at the moment where we're really being stressed. And I was thinking about this last night, my word for the 2026 was expand. And I didn't think it was going to be to this level. But I really am anchoring into that. We're 6 months in now. We're in June. It's now that we start really cool. I'm really clocking in and I'm going to make sure that the next 6 months of this 2026, I'm living out this word and I'm learning from it and I'm growing from it. And this is where you can really anchor into your word of the year. this something for me at the moment is becoming fuel. It's becoming the thing that's going to keep pushing me. When full transparency, I think moments before the roof collapsed, I was thinking before I jumped in on clients on the Thursday, I was like, how am I going to do this? Like, I'm working with people that I don't know. Like, I'm so out of my comfort zone. Like, things that used to be so natural have feeling so foreign.
Mm.
But this is really when we start anchoring into it and really start seeing the potential and finding, making the lemonade out of lemons during those moments where you can really see culture. Not just being something you show of like, we all love each other and we're all so connected, like actually seeing culture existing and playing out in real time when it's not sunshine and rainbows, when it is a ceiling collapsing and having injured team off and you've got clients that are, being squeezed in or pushed out or even just the fact of some of them being frustrated and like rightly so. This is when you can really start seeing the fruits of your labor or having that choice of being like, you know what, I'm not going to let this not be a defining moment of great leadership, of great ownership, of great, I'm going to really see how my culture survives and thrives through this. And I feel, although it's been challenging and chaotic and definitely stretchy as fuck, like not even just expansive. Like I feel like we're seconds from snapping. We said today in our team meeting, last Thursday was something that we really needed. We needed the roof to collapse to go in and connect.
It's like the highlight of my week coming in because we were just laughing with the team. And like obviously it was chaotic and stupid and whatever. But I had so many big laughs and the way that everyone was just effortlessly supporting each other. I left and I was like, I needed that. I really needed that.
And I think we all did, like they needed it too. Like there was no one that was like, we were faffing about there for so long afterwards where we kept saying to the girls like, go home. But we were just having so much fun together.
It was really nice.
And it was something that wasn't performative, it was real. So I feel that's amongst the chaos, God, there's been some beautiful connection and some beautiful culture and
some big learnings.
Huge.
Yeah. So guys, that's a little update of what's been going on for us. I think it's important always to show behind the curtain because a lot of people want to appear to have it all together and we never want to, like we go through the same challenges in all of our businesses that you guys do. So hopefully you all got something out of that episode, but thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Conscious Salon Potty.
Yeah, love you guys. Stay conscious.